Hey, real quick update. It's been about 3 weeks since my last video, even though I uploaded it a couple days ago. I just want to show you what was going on. Had a couple problems with my tank. My parameters were a little bit spiky, so I decided not to add any fish just yet, just to be on the safe side. I just let my tank sit a little bit. Also, another reason why is because for some reason my coral, actually my Galaxia, up there was actually he's a sweeper coral, and he was really attacking all my corals. I mean, he was really extending to the point where he was going everywhere. So I needed to find out the problem, see what was going on. Maybe he was a little too close to other corals, which he was a little close to Sabai anemone, but wasn't really too close. So on the safe side, I just let my tank sit. I didn't want to do any rash movements, add any fish. I just want to see what's going on in my tank, make sure it stabilizes before I do anything. It's always good to have a stable tank before you add anything in there. Chemistry is everything in a reef tank. You just got to make sure everything is right. I don't want to add fish and, end up killing them because, something wasn't right in the tank. So what I did was I just let it go. I let it be, I'm just letting it, strengthen up again, if you want to call it that. Also, I had a little problem with my dianums. Started having a brown algae breakout. So I just decided to just, be on the safe side. Just let it sit for a little while. Pretty much everything is all right. I'm actually, my tank is doing a lot better than it was a couple weeks ago. As of time, it just goes by. You see my brown button polyps, they're really, grasping out there. You see my mushrooms, you see one right there. Zoom out a little bit. One right there. One right there. Started popping out. So, the mushrooms are really hardy. So once I seen them really starting to pop out, you can see these, before my other videos, they weren't really popped out as much, because the water, the parameters, and it wasn't really stable. So I just let it sit, and as you can see now, they're really starting to pop out. My toadstools, all my toadstools are starting to slowly come out. You can see my polyps. Last video I did, there's a few that were missed. Now it's almost completely covering my rock again, which is a good sign. My other video, my Duncans, which they're kind of really still doing really bad. But in my other video, they looked like they were all right, and then about a week later, they just started kind of keeling off and dying. It was another sign to me that maybe it was a little too premature for me to start adding fish. Just want to get my parameters back up and everything nice and stable. So I just waited a little while to see how everything was going. As I told you, my Galaxy, he was really stretching out, and he kind of pissed my Sabai anemone. Remember, my Sabai anemone used to be right there. Well, he kind of moved over here now. It's like right by the edge. And you can see he got his nice tan color back. He's doing really, really well. All his characteristics came back. I mean, he's moving now. I mean, he's not moving about, but I mean, his tentacles are moving. A lot more active. He's doing a lot better. So I would say within maybe another week or two, just to maybe on the safe side, probably two. I'll probably add about 2 fish. Probably cleaners, a massive cleanup crew, just to get everything, all the garbage and the crevices of the rocks and all the places where water current isn't as strong. Let's get all that stuff out of there before I really put some expensive fish in there. Don't want to buy fish and then die later. I'm gonna take my time this time. Not that I take my time, it's just that I'm just gonna gradually do it. I don't need to lose any more life than I already did. Sandy really kind of fucked me, just killed off a lot of my corals. So I'm gonna do it slowly, make sure I don't lose anybody else, especially this guy. This is my last guy, right? My little snowflake eel, man, he's a trooper. All my chromies died, and chromies and my damsels were supposed to be the hardiest, and this guy survived through the shit water. And it'd be a shame if he survived that and me kill him because I flooded my tank with new fish, and bio wasn't strong enough. So I'm just gonna let it sit for a little while, maybe another 2 weeks. Then definitely within 2 weeks, I'm gonna throw my first fish in. More than likely, like I said, it's gonna be the gobies. Probably a couple gobies. I'm definitely gonna get the diamond watchman back in there so you can get my sand clean. You see a lot of debris on my sand. Engineered gobies are going in there, and probably a massive cleanup crew. I'm talking about maybe 20 snails, maybe 10 hermit crabs. Just a massive cleanup crew. Hey, look, let me see if I can zoom in here. Let me try to get as close as I can without unfocusing it. You can actually see the sweepers actually coming out. Oh man, this camera sucks. You can see it right there on the right side. It's really dangling out there. It's kind of went down now. It's kind of, it's that one little strand that's going everywhere right now. I'm trying to center it so you can see it. But yeah, he was really stretched out. Maybe I would say about 10 inches. So that kind of worried me. Sweeper corals, they extend for two reasons. Either they're threatened or they're hungry. And I kept feeding them, and they just kept stretching. So what I did was I moved him. He was down there, so I moved him up here. He's away from every other coral. There's no other corals around him. Let me zoom out a little bit so you can see there's no other corals around him, and trying to keep him really isolated. And hopefully he'll go back in, because that's the last thing I need is for him to extend and kill another coral, because he feels threatened. So like I said, I'm gonna take it slowly but surely. Moved him up there and see how he does. Within a week, if he's still extending, I'm gonna try to find him another spot, maybe in a corner, somewhere. But basically, when he was over there and my sabai was right in that corner, they were just latching onto each other and going at each other. So what I had to do is actually I had to separate them. But that's what happens in a reef tank. Some good signs. So let me try to get in there. Good sign right there, that Bristol worm. I don't know if you can see him. Let me zoom out a little bit. There he goes. See that Bristol worm? That's a good thing. So signs of life is pretty good. Slowly coming back. You can see my polyps. My polyps really multiplied since the last time I did my video. So I could tell my tank is on a real, it's getting there. It's getting there. Also, another piece of my Galaxia. Look at he's down there. It does look like a Tepsia, but it's not. That's actually a piece of the Galaxia that actually broke off. I just stuck him down there, hopefully that he would just multiply down there and just kind of like make a base. See if I can get a little closer. You see how he's extended? That's it looks cool, but textbook, that's really bad if there's any corals around them, because they will sting and kill other corals. So I just gotta be real careful. That's all. Just take it day by day. Let's see. But other than that, my tank is doing pretty good. Like I said, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna be on the safe side. Take it little by little. But I'm really anxious to get my fish. It's just, I hate to add them and, mess up my balance, So a couple more weeks won't hurt me. See my Savine enemy. That's beautiful, man. I wish I can get on top and show you how big he is. But I could tell my previous video, he was all white and bleached out, and now he's nice and tan, nice and relaxed again. That's a good sign right there. Yeah, he's saying hello. But yeah, I just wanted to do a small video, show you. I know my last video I said about 2 weeks I was going to add another fish. Did the parameter check. It wasn't to my liking. I don't have no ammonia. I don't have no major spikes. But my nitrate was a little high, and that's only because all my plants that were actually eating my nitrates would actually died because there was no flow, because of the hurricane. So I just gotta just a little bit of patience. I'm gonna get them all back. I just want to make sure that everything is stable before I even start adding anything. Thinking about getting another reactor, little by little. I just want to show you guys how everything was alright. It's been a couple weeks since I said I was going to put a fish in, but I really chose not to. just to be on the safe side. But definitely the next video I shall have some fish in here. Okay, thanks for watching. Stay tuned.